Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and I have come up with another interesting video on economics. So before we start the video, I would like to ask you one question. How many times it happens that you want many things at times? Say like you want a new mobile and you want a new laptop, a new bike, and maybe you want to go on a vacation at the same time. But are all your wants satisfied at the same point, at the same moment? Probably not, right? Why? Because we have got limited resources. We have a particular income and we need to allocate that income between our needs and wants. And that is why it is not possible as for us to have all the things at the same time. Same thing is experienced by the economy. It has limited amount of labor, capital, land for that matter, and they cannot actually produce all the goods and services which their citizens want because of the fact that they have limited resources. So now there comes a concept of trade-off. Now that we have limited resources, we need to choose one resource over the other, and that is where the trade-off comes into picture. So what do you mean by trade-off? Trade-off means that in order to get something that we like, we need to give up some another thing that we like. So it's like you have to choose between the two. Like you have to choose between going on a vacation or maybe buying a new laptop. So what are you doing? You are trading off. So you have to choose. You would have many times heard your parents say that, oh, you decide you want to go on a vacation or you want a new laptop. So this is where the trade-off come into picture. You are trading off one thing for the other. The same way the government also faces trade-off. Now the every rupee they spend towards the defense, there is a less rupee which it could spend towards the infrastructure. So the government have to decide what it's gonna give more priority. Does he want to spend more on defense or more on the infrastructure? So trade-off is something which is faced by not only the individuals and households but by the economy as a whole. And from there we come to our next topic, which is very important, that is the opportunity cost. The opportunity cost of a good or a service is the value of the good or the service which is foregone at the same time and given the same resources, which means now that I choose holidays over a new laptop, the opportunity cost of holidays is the value or the satisfaction that a laptop would give to me. Now that we have understood the concept of trade-off and opportunity cost, we are going to go a step ahead in order to understand the production possibility curve. But before starting that, I would like to narrate you a story. Now, say there's a boy named Raju, and it's his birthday, and his mother gave him 500 rupees and asked him to spend it the way he wants. Now, Raju loves chocolate and pastries like most of us do. So, what he decides is he goes to a shop. When he enters the shop, he realizes that the cost of having one chocolate is 50 rupees and the cost of having one pastry is 100 rupees. Now, Raju can either spend all the 500 rupees to buy chocolates, that is, Raju can have either 10 chocolates or Raju can have 5 pastries. But like most of us, he wants both of it, right? So what can he do in order to get both chocolate and pastries? So he can use a combination, that is, he can split the money among both the commodities. So if he decides to have one pastry, then he can have only 8 chocolates. Similarly, if he prefers to have 2 pastries, he can have 6 chocolates. And so on and so on. What do we realize from this? It means that in order to get 1 extra unit of pastry, he has to give away 2 units of chocolate. That is his opportunity cost. The opportunity cost of having 1 additional unit of pastry is to give away 2 units of chocolates. Now, when we join all the points, we get a curve. The curve that we get is called the production possibility curve. The production possibility curve shows the combination of 2 goods that can be obtained or can be produced at the same time given the resources. Now, all the points on the PPC are attainable. He can choose any combination on the line of PPC, but any point outside the PPC is unattainable. Why? Because he has only 500 rupees. He can't buy anything which is more than 500 rupees. So, what do we understand by this? We understand that any point outside the PPC is not attainable because we don't have the resources for it. We can only attain it when we increase our resources. At the same time, any point inside the PPC is not efficient because that means that we are not using our resources efficiently. So, in order to operate in an efficient manner, we can choose any combination along the PPC curve. Now, this was a case in terms of an individual or in terms of a household. The same thing applies when it comes to the society as a whole or as an economy as a whole. Now, let's take an example of firm which manufactures computers and cars. Now, it has a limited amount of resources, say land, say capital, say labor, and now he has to allocate this limited resources in order to get a combination of both the commodities. So, it can decide to operate on point A, wherein he gets 2,500 units of computers and 900 units of cars, or he can operate on B, wherein he chooses more car over the computers. So this is the kind of trade-off that the society faces because of the fact that we have unlimited wants and limited resources. We also have a real-life example to this. Now, due to Corona, government was left with 2 choices. It can either have a complete lockdown, which it initially did, so as to save the life of the people, or it can not have a lockdown and keep its economy growing or at least stable. But now, over a period of time, what it decided is to have a combination of both. That is, to keep a lockdown while opening the economy partially, so that it can save its citizens on the one hand and at the same time prevent the economy from falling. So PPC is a very important concept. And before I end this video, I would like to tell you one more thing. In reality, it is not possible for any country to actually produce on the PPC line. The reason is that in the process of production, we do have some wastages. So even the most efficient economy would be very close to the PPC, but it can never be on the PPC. So guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video, and production possibility curve or production possibility frontier, that I may call, is a very important concept which is going to help you out, or which would be used in many economic theories ahead. So guys, I just hope that you like this video, and thank you for watching my video.